Hello, Peter Solie, candidate for the Kansas House of Representatives for the 109th District. I'm very pleased to make this announcement. I've been endorsed by the Libertarian Party, and I will be on the ballot November 5th, 2024, and I seek your vote. As a libertarian, I am interested in your ability to make decisions for yourself and for your family about what you need and what's important to you. Those decisions do not need to be made in Topeka, Kansas, and they certainly do not need to be made in Washington, D.C. The core of my campaign in 2024 will be the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says that everything that is not expressly designated to the federal government needs to be given to the states or retained by the states. That's where it originally is, and that's where it needs to return. The programs, the policies that are coming out of Washington, D.C. simply do not belong there. They belong in Topeka, or even better yet, they belong at the county level. Think housing assistance programs. That doesn't need to be a Washington program. It doesn't even need to be a Kansas program. The people in your county, if there is a housing need, could make determinations as to how best to solve that housing problem. Whether or not taxes are part of that solution, currently they are. Currently you are paying taxes both to the state of Kansas and to the federal government that then flow back to Kansas and flow to a county or a city to develop housing that is considered to be essential. I'm not questioning whether the housing is essential. I'm questioning the pathway. That decision should be made at the county level. At the maximum, it should be made at the state level. I do not propose tax increases to accomplish this goal. I want to reduce the taxes that are collected by the federal government for their operating budget by more than half. The state and the counties, the cities, would then have that extra room. My proposal is not to have you pay more taxes, it is to have you pay at the absolute maximum the same tax. I will put an asterisk on that and say all of the debt that the federal government currently owes needs to be paid off. If we needed to pay extra taxes, and by that I mean 2 or 3%, to pay off the national debt, that would then constitutionally go away. I have a separate video that explains this in much more detail. My goal is tax neutral with the exception of debt. We have racked up this debt over 100 years. It doesn't matter which part. You can look across the aisle at the other party and say they're responsible. That's not true. Both parties have a spending problem. We must send them to rehab to overcome their spending problem. If you're a Republican, do you really believe if 80% of the House and 80% of the Senate were Republican that we would have a balanced budget? You really believe that? To my Democratic friends, I ask the exact same question. The budget needs to be balanced, and the individuals there do not have the capability. It needs to be a constitutional convention that would set these rules. Again, the other videos I have explain this in much greater detail. It's on my website. There's a tab for the national debt. And this sounds like it's a national, why am I not running for Congress if I have this proposal? This is actually a state issue. The states need to demand that the federal government stop stepping on their territory. This is a state issue. The federal government must live within its means. The states already live within their means, and they need to continue to do that. So must cities, counties, every level of government. I encourage you to explore my website. I'll lift up a little bit here, petersolie.com. There are lots of policy positions there. I encourage you to reach out to me. I am happy to answer any direct questions that you have. Please find the little donate button up on the upper right-hand corner of my website. This is not easy. It is not free. It costs a lot of money to effectively run a campaign. Please donate to my campaign. I expect 2 years ago I knocked on probably 4,000 or 5,000 doors. I expect I will do that again. Perhaps I will knock on your door. Please be thinking of, when I say, is there something you're concerned about? What would you like to have me accomplish? Please, if you have that concern, let me know. I will tell you things that you may not want to hear. I am not going to tell you you are right and then go vote in a different way. If I disagree with what you're saying, I will do it nicely, but I will say, no, I don't see it that way. Please consider me as your next representative in the Kansas House of Representatives. Thank you so much.